Hello, everybody. One quick thing before we start. The Cell City framework that I have created is a complete new way of explaining biology. So I need to keep notes behind the camera so I make sure I explain it clearly. Now, let's get started. The body contains about 60,000 miles of blood vessels. It's a lot. That's enough to circle the earth more than twice. You can't even comprehend that. That's in your body. That's how many blood vessels. There's like 1 million probably blood vessels in one arm, I think. There's the main ones that go down, but all the little capillaries, I don't think I've counted them, but I could guess there's probably 1 million just in an arm alone. But here's a big question nobody's asking. What exactly is moving through those waterways all day long? I'm Benjamin Smith. I'm the author of the award-winning book, Why Are You Sick? And the creator of the Cell City framework. I developed this model to help people understand how the body works as a system. Excuse me. Here at the Ultimate Health Model, our goal is very simple. Clarity over confusion. That's it. Remember that. Clarity over confusion. In the Cell City framework, we think of the body as a city made up of many neighborhoods. And in those neighborhoods are buildings. The buildings are your cells. Every cell needs supplies, fuel, oxygen, and building materials. Duh. That just seems obvious. And those supplies are moved through the city's waterways. Those waterways, those are your blood vessels. In biology, we call those waterways the circulatory system. Simple enough. Blood vessels transport oxygen, nutrients, fuels, hormones, and waste products through the entire body. That's how everything gets delivered. So, in other words, the transportation system of the city. You might remember the movie Osmosis Jones. It's one of my favorite movies. They show the city, the body as a city. And it was really fascinating. I love that movie. That's part of my inspiration. I thought, well, that makes sense. And, the brain's probably the central district of the kind of the brain, the mayor's office, whatever you want to call it. It's like the central district of the city. And that idea actually captures something real about how the body actually functions. Someone recently commented on one of our videos saying thinking the body as like a city makes health so much easier to understand. And that's the goal. Exactly the goal of this framework, to make complex biology intuitive. Now, most people hear about blood vessels only when doctors talk about heart disease. But the waterways of the body are doing something important every second of every day. They're delivering supplies to billions of buildings across the city. People today are dealing with things like chronic fatigue, circulation issues, metabolic problems, and many explanations focus on only the foods we eat. But in Cell City, we ask a different question. What condition are those city waterways in? Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is moving through those waterways? How do supplies reach the buildings? What keeps traffic moving smoothly? And what happens if traffic starts to slow down inside the city? Well, that ain't good. That's a problem. In the city analogy, the bloodstream acts like a massive transportation network. Red blood cells move oxygen. Fuel molecules move energy. Delivery particles, you know what those delivery particles are? You've heard of it. LDL, I'm sure LDL, lipoproteins. Those are delivery particles. You can think of them like barges in the waterways, carrying building materials, repair materials, fuel to the buildings. See, when you see it like this, it just kind of all just falls into place and makes sense. All this traffic flows through a network of rivers and canals and streams. The streams are like capillaries, they're the smallest ones. That's what goes to each building. So that flow is very slow, like a stream. It's able to slowly deliver the materials to the sea. Imagine if it was if the buildings got fuel, the materials from the bigger veins, or excuse me, the bigger arteries. That water is rushing so fast, it can't be delivered. So every single building is connected to one of those streams. And when the waterways are clear and smooth, traffic moves efficiently. But when the infrastructure becomes damaged or congested, traffic patterns start to change. I live in Los Angeles. We have a lot of traffic. Imagine if there was no signaling lights and stuff. It'd be mass chaos. So you might be wondering, what happens when traffic starts to slow down? Supplies take longer to reach the buildings. Waste removal becomes less efficient, and the power plants inside the neighborhood start receiving fuel. Inside the buildings start receiving fuel inconsistently. Over time, the city's overall energy production can begin to decline. Now, here's something important. If you're following the factors on the green side of the model at ultimatehealthmodel.com, things like good nutrition, hydration, sleep, movement, sunlight, the city's waterways stay smooth and resilient. In that situation, traffic flows efficiently. But when infrastructure becomes stressed, traffic becomes less efficient. And that's when problems start appearing across the city. No, bad news. So, most health conversations focus on the supplies entering the city. What kind? You mean fats, protein, sugar, carbs, all that. But that's not what's important. But the transportation system delivering those supplies is just as important. Those waterways have to be clear and efficient. If the waterways are healthy, the entire city functions smoothly. But if traffic begins to slow down, every building in the city eventually feels the impact. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about something fascinating, because the waterways of the city don't just move supplies. They deliver those supplies to billions of buildings in the neighborhoods. And what actually turns that fuel into energy inside those buildings is the mitochondria, those power plants, those generators. There's billions and billions and billions in your body. And those, you need to treat those like your best friend, because that's what's going to keep you healthy. When those start to go and get less efficient, you become less efficient. Remember that. That's the key to all this. Now, Ultimate Health Model. Our motto is clarity over confusion. Our mantra, we help you stop being afraid of your health. We clear the confusion, give you clarity, and we help you to start understanding this stuff to answer your own health questions. Please like and subscribe to this, and helps our channel grow. You can go to ultimatehealthmodel.com. You can get our book there. Just give us your email. There's an audio book there. There's all kinds of resources to make this stuff clear and not confusing anymore for you. All right? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.